Hey everyone. So I'd like to show you an activity called ScreenPlay. So what this activity will do for your automations is if you're using a lot of automations that use the UI, they tend to break and they tend to require a lot of maintenance. When selectors change, when browsers update, when things get moved. And so what this particular activity does is it's good, uses a large language model, and it's good for finding things on the screen and interacting them with them, even though they've moved, changed, or maybe been renamed. So the screen I have here in front of me, this is a demo environment. It's called UI Bank. And what I'm going to ask the automation to do is to register for an account and then put all the information in needed in order to get an account. So before I run the automation, what I want to do is just show you the activity. So we're gonna jump into Studio here, and you can see here that I'm fetching some credentials. So and then I'm opening the browser, and then here's the ScreenPlay activity. Now, one thing you'll notice is that there's a lot of steps involved in registering for an account. You know, you've got to click register for an account, then you have to fill in some details on username, password, your name, lots of different things, and then register for it. But what you can see here, there's only one activity. And so in the task of this activity, what I'm doing is I'm asking it to register for a new account using the values below. And I'm telling it to skip any fields that are not required. So I'm not giving it any specifics about which fields aren't required. I'm just asking it to skip any fields that are not required. And so the email address and the password to use, I'm giving it those through variables. So the username is a string variable, password is a secure string variable, and I'm getting those from the credentialed asset activity above. So this keeps the automation secure, and I'm not hard coding passwords or usernames, which is good. So down below this, what you can see is I provided some other data: first name, last name, sex, title, employment status, marital status, and then the username. Now, these are all the required fields on the form that I'm about to show you. And just a couple of things I want you to sort of see here is that one of these fields, full-time, for the employment status, it's actually displayed just a little bit differently in the control. It has full-time with a dash in between, but the large language model is able to figure out what I mean and get the job done anyway. Now to go back to the demo environment, so what that activity is going to have to do is it's first going to have to find this register for an account link and then click it. And then once it does, it's going to bring up this screen. So this is where it's going to put in the email address, the password, and then I've told it to only fill in fields that are required. So first name and last name is not required, but I provided that data anyway. So let's see what the model does. Sex is required, employment status, and you can see here in the drop down, it has full-time with the dash in there. And that's not the way I provided the data. What you'll also notice on this screen is that you have to check this box to confirm that I agree with the privacy policy. I did not include that information, but I did ask the large language model to register an account. So it's going to have to figure out that it needs to check that box. And we'll see if it works. So for now, what I'll do is I'll minimize this. Let's open the assistant, and I'm going to go ahead and move the assistant over here, and then I'm just going to click play on here, and then the automation should begin. So I am now clicking play, and here we go. Okay, so it looks like I maximized that, but let's see what it does here. So it should find the register for an account link. It did. Now it should fill in the email address and the password. Now you will notice that this is going to go a little slower. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So there's the email address and the password. So it will take a little bit longer, but the point is that it makes your automations more stable and more resistant to change. So you can see first name and last name, it filled that in, even though those fields are not required, but I provided the data. So it assumed that I wanted the data to be used. Hit filled in title. Now, when it hits employment status, you're going to see that first it's going to read the values. There it goes, twice. And now it's going to take the information that I gave it and figure out which value should be selected. And it found the right one. Okay, let's see what else. It's going to fill that in. I did not provide a date of birth, and that is not required, so it shouldn't add anything there. Okay, it's got the username. Now it's going to have to figure out if it needs to check that box or not. I did not put that in the prompt, and it did. It checked the box. Last thing it'll have to do is click register. Yeah, and there we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's just a demo on the capabilities of ScreenPlay.